of mentoring, and women have some specific qualities which I believe can be mentored and made more brighter and sharper and enhanced with proper guidance and mentoring. Harshita ma'am, my next question is to you. You are in hardware design in the layout thing. What is the role, or how do you feel the women are placed over there? Like we don't have much idea about that particular industry. So what are the opportunities for women? And right now, how are the women holding the positions in this hardware and integration industry?
Yeah. So I think maybe in the initial days, it was not much into this industry, because when I joined, it was like I was the only woman employee. And slowly we also started taking women as when they are taken from the college. And at least what I see in my company is that in my organization, there is a preference given to women if they are really talented. Compared, like if there are a talented woman, man and a talented woman here who are doing both are doing the best, I think the preference will be given to women, because what they believe is, at least from the organization, that they are more capable, they are more patient, they are more upgrading, and whatever the task given or whatever is given, they take care of it more. Like the preference is always there. But I think right now we, as maybe ma'am said, Lanka ma'am, so we earlier it was not so much priority was given to women into the leadership positions, but now most of the companies are also making sure that at least 25% of women are there in the management positions, so that they are also seen equally and they also feel equal with the rest of the people. And I think this is now happening, and I think that it should continue to be there, so that we get more people into that top position.
It's really happy and encouraging to know that institutes promote women. And as you said, if there is a male and a female, the preference is given to the female if the talent is almost similar, because generally we hear the other way around. So it's really happy to hear this thing. As per Rama ma'am's suggestion, I think we can go ahead with the Lalita Memorial Lecture as well, along with this panel discussion, because this is an annual flagship event of the Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. To join us, I would like to invite a few more members onto the stage who are a part of our team. First, I would like to call Padma Sai ma'am, who is the past chair of Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. I'd like to call Harshavardhini ma'am, who is the Secretary of Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. I also like to call Manjula Shri ma'am, who's the Treasurer of the Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. They are the team who has been working past several years in WIE Hyderabad is one of the most vibrant and very, I would say, active team all over the globe, because we recently have been awarded with the Best Affinity Group Award at the MGA level. As MGA, in the sense it's at the global level, and at ARTAN level, which comprises of Asia, Australia, the whole this region is called ARTAN. So this is because the efforts of our past chairs and the entire team of women who try to work for we work on several activities, right from humanitarian related and for pre-university STEM, pre-university students, and several things like that. And I would like to mention, this is the Lalita Memorial Lecture, which is the annual flagship event of the Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. And first, I would like Padma Sai ma'am to please welcome everybody, being the host of today's evening.
Thank you, Hari. Already you have invited all of us onto the platform. So I once again welcome all of you. Actually, this is a wonderful moment for all of us. First woman Lalita Memorial that is started in IEEE Hyderabad section. We are fortunate to host flagship conference of LML at our institute. Actually, generally, we will conduct this event at hotels. Mostly, everybody will attend this program. This time we thought, anyhow, we are conducting conference. Why can't we conduct that flagship event at our college? So Hari requested me. So without no hesitation, we came forward to host that event along with WI track. What up to now we have witnessed how all eminent leaders in their field are delivered their talks. Really wonderful. So first, whatever as per their suggestions, so everyone has to take challenge so that we can reach to their level. So only somebody is always dictating you doing that thing. Only you will move some one step. You can't move pick up the Mount Everest. That is in your hands. So try to be proactive and try to learn, try to listen from eminent speakers. So really very honor for us. So all eminent leaders came here. I am very fortunate and happy to welcome all of you once again. Thank you, Hari.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I would first request Harshavardhani ma'am to please introduce our, yeah, you can sit and introduce. And after you introduce our speaker, I would like to highlight about the LML. So first, I request you to introduce the speaker of our day.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to share stage with this eminent people. I would like to introduce Ramadevi Lanka ma'am. Ramadevi Lanka ma'am leads the Emerging Technologies Wing of the Information Technologies, Electronics and Communication Department of the Government of Telangana, India. She shaped and implemented policy frameworks in cutting-edge domains such as AI, blockchain, cloud, drones, cybersecurity, and others that created a conducive ecosystem for the growth of emerging technologies in the state. She also played a pivotal role in establishing centers of excellence in AI, cybersecurity, e-waste, and additive manufacturing. She facilitates startups to implement innovative solutions that create impact and deliver social good. To name a few, Medicine from the Sky, which delivers vaccines and medicines in remote areas using drones, a blockchain solution for traceability of counterfeit seeds that help farmers, and smartphone-based e-voting that uses AI and blockchain to enhance voter turnout during elections. I welcome you, ma'am, for the Lalita Memorial Lecture, and it's a pleasure for us to be here. We are awaiting for your lecture. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for introducing our speaker. I would like to highlight what is this Lalita Memorial Lecture and why we are organizing it every year and on whose honor we are celebrating this. So, Lalita A was India's first women engineer who graduated in 1943 in electrical engineering. She was born on 27th August 1919 in Chennai. She joined the Central Standards Organization in Shimla for a brief period. She joined Associated Electrical Industries and started designing transmission lines, substation layout, executed various contracts. She also was associated with electrical generators for Bakra Nangal Dam. In 1953, the Council of Institute of Electrical Engineers, that time it was called IEEE, London elected her to be an associate member and in 1966 to a full member. She is the only woman engineer from India to attend the first international conference of women engineers and scientists in New York in June 1964. She was an active volunteer in an international women engineer organization throughout her life. her life is a beacon of hope for all the women who came after her in 1950, still date, and her accomplishments inspire each and every woman. And I'm honored to be the WIE chair to continue the legacy of this LML. And we are fortunate to have an eminent speaker and an achiever of from our government of Telangana, Ramadevi Lanka ma'am, to be 2024 LML speaker. I would also like to share the predecessors of this particular award. So in 2018, we had invited Lalitambika madam from ISRO. In 2019, we had invited Durga Rao ma'am from Sulakshana Circuits. Then in 2020, we had Madhumita Chakravarti ma'am from DRDO. In 2021, we had Vijay Durga ma'am from RCI DRDO. In 2022, it was completely online because of COVID. We had Tessie Thomas ma'am from DRDO. In 2023, last year, we had Jaya Bhamdipatti ma'am from ICOM Telecommunications Limited. And this year, we are happy to have the continued legacy with Rama ma'am. So ma'am, I would like you to give a talk about your achievements and your journey as such, and inspire the audience.
Sure. Am I audible? Well, it's an honor and a privilege, to be part of this event today, and that too LML flagship program. So imagine in the 50s, Lalita Garu could actually contribute or work so much for in the engineering, and today it's 2024, right? We are still talking about how do we have more women in technology, in AI, and so on. So, I mean, it's taking so much time, to bring more women into the workforce. Hopefully, in the next decade, I think, the next generation will actually reduce this gap. Today, we are looking at 20 to 24% is what something we are looking at in technology, probably, and in STEM, actually, while 42%, the STEM graduates overall, if you look at, 48% are women, 42 or 48 something. Out of that, only about 14% women are getting jobs. Not sure why this gap is. And again, when you look at research, especially since I'm working in AI mostly these days, and I'm looking at, how many women are there in this gender equality and so on. So if you look at women researchers in AI, it's again hardly 13%. Even in MNCs, global MNCs like Google and Meta, Microsoft and such organizations also. Women researchers are very less in number. Women, again, as I said, only 14% of women are getting jobs in STEM. In AI, again, it's again 12%. So what do we need to do, while you asked me to speak my journey, but since, the topic was also on AI, I thought I'll just speak a few lines on that. So there's a lot to do in this area, especially in AI, because, earlier, whatever other engineering branches, if it's men or women, it doesn't matter. But algorithms, when you're designing, the data that goes into algorithm, all young children are there, students are there, you also please understand this. Whatever data that goes into algorithm, algorithm works according to the data, right? The current data sets that we have, are biased in the way the society is towards, it could be towards women, it could be towards marginalized, vulnerable sections of population and so on. So you might have heard, like AI algorithms that are used for hiring actually are rejecting women applications, applications from women, especially based on the title of the job. If even a programmer is considered for men only, I don't know. That's a stereotyping bias that's there in the data sets. So whatever data, biases or what you call conditioning that is there in the society is creeping into the algorithms. So that is the reason, we need to have women in AI, and mostly compared to other technologies, there is a dire need to have here. Because another important thing is, I don't know how many of you are working in AI or even other technologies, you should read this book, Women specifically. I'm just reading this, Invisible Women is the title of the book. And you will be shocked to know that there is no data pertaining to women at all collected in the last decades or centuries, put together. whatever data, be it for, design of products, ranging from healthcare to clinical to whatever, from agriculture tools to iPhones, whatever is designed for man or humans, they say, human centric design. And that human is not woman but man. Because every data that is collected to design, is all, again, I'm not speaking as a feminist or something, these are hard facts, and whatever these data gaps that exist, they go into algorithms, and the algorithms function accordingly. So now is the time for us to actually sort of correct that course. Of course, we don't have data, we cannot now collect data, it's a very costly affair. But what we can do is bring more women into the AI, to actually reduce those biases and to see that, diverse perspectives of women, marginalized people get built into the AI algorithms, because AI has to benefit everybody, not just a certain section of population. So that's what we need to do. And from the private sector side, what we need to do is get more special programs, where they can hire more women in the AI workforce. That they need to focus on, number one. Second, mentorships, as one of the speakers has already spoken about, networking, mentorship, and encourage more researchers into AI, These are the interventions that the private sector need to bring, and education institutions and the government, they need to actually design skilling programs for women in AI to attract more women into this, grants, scholarships, whatever is required to bring more women into the AI workforce. And thirdly, media, there is a responsibility for the media to create that awareness so that more, women or young girls, they take up AI jobs. So because future, it's going to be AI, as you all know, each and every, no newspaper, no day passes without a mention of AI in any of the newspapers. So it's going to impact every aspect of lives, right from healthcare to education to you name it, to climate change, everything, it's going to impact your day-to-day life. So there's a dire need to improve, to include more women in the workforce. And as a nation, as a country, we are providing the talent to the world. And AI talent, I think India will lead in providing AI talent to the world. And women should represent a greater part of that AI talent. And India is in a position to shape the global policy also. We have women-specific programs at the national level, at the state level. So we are in a comfortable position to shape the global policy to enhance AI gender inclusivity, or AI, enhance, more women in AI, so that women's contributions and their voices are heard at the global stage. So this is what I wanted to convey, regarding why do we need to have, more women in AI. Yeah, coming back to my journey, well, as many women already have spoken, one thing stands common to all women, I think, is the commitment they bring to the jobs, commitment, dedication, that's. But again, what are the other things that women need, are not so good at when compared to men, are we are very bad at networking. We don't go out for events. We always think, okay, instead of going to an event, I can do my work here and complete and leave. That's the mindset that we have. But we lose so many opportunities by not attending such events. That's one thing, women need to actually, networking. Yeah, networking is one thing which we are not good at compared to men. And another thing that I want to mention here is, we organized the Global AI Summit recently, and we wanted to have women panelists, women as panel members. But unfortunately, we did not actually find them, because they're not visible, invisible women again, because we don't publicize ourselves, we don't actually talk about ourselves, we're not visible on the social media, So advice to all women, please be active. There's so many, I know, there's so many women out there in AI, experts and all, but just couldn't find them to actually, include them in the summit. Public branding. Yeah, branding, that's exactly. So a few of these things, as women, we need, to propel us to that leadership position that you're talking about. That's very much required in these days, say, well, people say selling yourself, but instead of selling, branding yourself, as you rightly said, that's, I know how humble Lakshmi is, she does such commendable work, but talks very little of herself. That's the way women are. That's the reason, we are not heard. And as somebody said in one of the panelists also said, we expect others to recognize us, and pay parity is there, because we don't ask for equal pay, or even, we don't negotiate the pay just as men do. So women have to speak up more, for their rights, for their requirements, and so on. So then coming back to my journey, I started as civil engineering way back, in 1992 actually. I was in the core civil engineering, but during the IT boom, I moved to the US, worked in the Silicon Valley, on cutting edge technologies. So then, for family reasons, I had to come back to India. So when I joined back the government, I was not sure, whether to continue with the government because I worked in such kind of technologies. When I came back to work in the government, I mean, I worked on internet, mobile applications, and so on. When I came back to India, it was like client server. They were client server, Visual Basic. It was almost a gap of, I would say, 10 years technology advancement. So I wasn't sure, So, but still, continued working in the government. So, in one of the projects, I actually went to a village, very rural, rural village in Rangareddy district, I think, to evaluate one project. It is smart based, It was almost 10 years back, 15 years back, I think, or more than that. The current chief secretary, Shanti Kumari Garu, she was leading that project actually. So, based on biometrics, pensions are dispersed. Like all of us know, but those 20 years back, none of us, I mean, many of us were not aware of those biometrics and all. So I interviewed one old woman, very wrinkled face. Her teeth was also not there. I asked her, Telugulo, ఎలా ఉందమ్మా ఇది machine ఇది అంటే, I mean, she smiled so brightly, నవ్వుతూ ఏం చూపించింది తెలుసా, లైక్ అన్ పళ్ళు ఎండ్లో షీ టైడ్ వన్ బయోమెట్రిక్ స్మార్ట్ కార్డ్ అనమాట చూపించి వాట్ షీ సెడ్, దిస్ ఈ కార్డ్ నేను ఆ మెషిన్ లో పెట్టగానే ఆ మెషిన్ హిస్ అంటుంది అండ్ షీ ఇమిటేట్ దట్ బీప్ సౌండ్ కూడా, ఆ సౌండ్ వస్తుంది రాగానే పైసలు వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇట్ వాస్ లైక్ మ్యాజిక్ టు హర్, that day, cleared all my doubts. And technology has the power to actually solve problems and improve lives. And a message నాకు ఆమె నుంచి వచ్చింది. Then from that onwards I never looked back. I continued working in the government. Of course, తర్వాత నేను నేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఫర్ స్మార్ట్ గవర్నమెంట్ అప్పుడున్నప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేశాను. సో దే వర్ ఆల్ డిజైన్ మోస్ట్లీ మినిస్ట్రీస్తో చేసేది వాళ్ళం. వీసా, ఇమిగ్రేషను, ఇప్పుడు మీరందరూ పాస్పోర్ట్ సేవా కేంద్రాస్కి వెళ్తున్నారు, అలాంటి ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చాలా డిఫరెంట్ మినిస్ట్రీస్ని, ఈవెన్ డైరెక్టర్ జనరల్ ఆఫ్ సివిల్ ఏవియేషన్ కానీ వాళ్ళ సిస్టమ్స్, ప్రాసెసెస్, ఆల్ దీస్ హ్యావ్ వర్క్డ్ మినిస్ట్రీస్ లెవెల్. Almost after working for 10 years, I came back to the state government. And I was not sure again whether to stay back with the state government. I wasn't sure, technology entavaraku how they're going to use it. And I thought, let me see for a year. If it works, I will. Otherwise, I'll just take VRS and do something else, I thought. But last 7 years, there is no looking back, The kind of projects that we did, the kind of technologies that we have, encouraged within the state, the kind of startups that we have worked with, it's an amazing journey. We could actually develop the entire ecosystem for these technologies within the state of Telangana. And today Telangana is a leading state in terms of emerging technology. That's the kind of branding that we could actually, build for Telangana. So, and with respect to AI, recently we actually, while we have been working from 2020 onwards, but recently we organized this global AI summit and we implemented the AI implementation roadmap, and we are now looking at implementing use cases that can be scaled up across the state, and we want to skill the entire population. Very ambitious program we have, AICT ani. Hopefully it's just not Telangana, that will benefit the entire country, and we want to see India as a leading hub in AI, number one. Second, we have good talent here, young population, it's just we need to provide those facilities, those enabling environment for students, we can become a talent hub. And I close with this. A year and a half back, I always refer to this quote, or saying, global partner McKinsey, Bob Steffel, his name is Steffnell or something. He actually came to India and he was interviewed by CNBC TV about various things. And he said one thing, till then, what we were thinking, TechAid and NASCOM, all these people were saying this India's TechAid, technology aid. What he said, this is just not a decade for India, but this century is for India. This is India's century, he said. And what he said, the three things that India needs to do right. One is manufacturing. All of us know we are not doing much in manufacturing. Now government is actually, coming out with various incentives, PLI schemes and all that, electronics, microelectronics and all that. That's now picking up. manufacturing, he said. Second, important to all the academics and all those people here is, he said, India has to become a talent hub because the kind of demographic population they have, the kind of talent they have, 20%, I remember, 20 or 25, 20, 30, between percent of the global talent will be provided by India is, that's what he said. Second. Third, of course, is related to, again, government, where we need to build the digital infrastructure, Aadhaar, UPI and all we are doing, right? At scale, the government of India. Similar kind of digital infrastructure, this government will have to build to offer services to citizens. So we are in that process. Telangana as a state, we are also doing, skilling, population-based skilling is what we are calling, that's what we are doing. So I think it's a great time for India, and especially for the students, I really envy them. When we were there, we had very limited job opportunities. Only jobs. Inka anta maku research kuda wasn't paying well, at that point of time when we joined. So, but now you have jobs, you have the option of starting your own startup. In our days, it was unthinkable. Third, now research is being, recognized as one of the professions which pays well, and there's a lot of potential. Further research, entrepreneurship, second, and of course jobs. You have multiple companies offering multiple jobs. For us, only for one job we had to try. So it's one of the best times for students to be in India, and the next, I think, decade is for India, again century, I would say, is India's century, and I think the beneficiaries would be the youth of this India. With this, I actually thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. As you said, definitely the next one in my book list would be Invisible Women. I would definitely like to read it. And I call upon Swarnabai ma'am onto the stage to please join us. She is also one of the past chairs of Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. Please join us, ma'am. Ma'am has been traveled from her workplace to here to attend our event. Thanks a lot for joining us, ma'am. Anywhere. So I would like to open the forum for any questions. I see many girls and of course boys over here who would like to interact with any of the panelists who are here. You can ask any type of questions you want, a suggestion or a guidance, or maybe you can share your suggestions as well to the panelists over here. It needn't be on the topic. It can be anything about women leadership or anything, the girls out there. Maybe you can also share your experiences. Any questions to the panelists, any suggestions? Yes, Padma Sai ma'am has.
Ma'am, even though we born and brought up in rural India, we don't have any fear, even though at night 9. But now, even though technology is drastically changed, there is no safety for anyone. I can't say only women, for anyone. So even the governments are telling this safety, that safety, but parents are afraid to send their children out of their home. Even though some of our students, even though they are staying in hostel, they will worry to go there. How can we change their mindset?
Exactly. You rightly said, how can you change their mindset? I was a bit apprehensive that you would ask, what is the government doing? So, but I liked what you said, how to change the mindset. Then again, it has to start from a family unit, That's where we need to start to educate our children, both boys, especially boys and girls. Treat them equally. In fact, my maid, one day I asked her, she works very hard. I said, why don't you ask your children to pitch in? She said, yeah, my daughters work. Then I asked her, what about your son? He just does whatever we need to get some things by and all. But most of the household work, my daughters do. I told her, no, you should actually share the entire work to all of them equally, That's what, raise everybody equally and inculcate those values. It's not, and it's actually societal, this thing, the way you are bringing up your children, that's where it matters, inculcated. Because as a government, there is only so much we can do. Protection ivachu, put in certain safety infrastructure, cameras. Government is doing whatever it can. But the change will have to start from our homes.
Even the educated parents, they're not taking challenges. Still, it is very difficult to convince parents of educated background.
Parents to send their children, you are saying?
No, if we want to tell something, it is very difficult to convince educated parents. It is easy to convince whoever less educated.
Yeah, probably NGOs, certain such kind of organizations, they need to actually start doing, because it needs a behavioral change that cannot be come in a day or two. Certain, NGOs or civil societies, they need to take up this kind of thing and conduct workshops, discussions. Only then, this change will come.
That actually after Corona, that also a lot of change, ma'am. It is very difficult to bring children into the talks, into the hall.
Corona. Yeah, people
After
now,
Corona.
in fact, when somebody invites me, my first preference would be, can I join virtually? There's so many advantages. You save so much time, right? So that somehow it has changed. Even companies now, they're operating hybrid mode. None of the MNCs, are operating like the employees are not going all the days to the office. It's a hybrid mode, and that change will be there. We have to live with that change, I guess. Maybe we can use technology to, probably so that everybody will be able to participate. I think that's the way to go.
And one more last from my side. So already you have mentioned all designing. Actually, in one of the last time we have conducted, you are also one part of that ILS event at Marigold. During that time, one of the speaker in designing of ladies, whatever ladies are using, that also designed by men. So yet the policy, if you see many things, all the policies are involved with only men. So as we are in government, so how can we include more women in the development or designing of the policies?
In fact, government is the only segment, I think, organization, at least state government I know of, we have a reservation for 30% women. In fact, a couple of months back, I attended a retirement function of one of my colleagues, former colleagues, So the hall was full of young women, and they're all civil engineers. Then I asked somebody, why so many, women engineers, civil engineers, full hall. You can see, and it's one department, I'm saying, within government. It's GHMC, I think. There's so many women. Then they told me that there's a reservation for women 30%. That's one. So many women have been. So that's one. Second, as I said, flexibility of timings, mostly comfortable timings. I think academic institutions and governments, offices are mostly preferred by women. Now, of course, that shift is happening. Private sector young women are also going there. Certain kind of incentives that will actually help.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. But before we move ahead, we have Swarnabai ma'am over here, who was one of the past chairs of Women in Engineering of Hyderabad section. I'd like ma'am to share her views on how, about the women in technology, and what advancements have you seen in the so many years? How are women improving, and what is your view on this?
Thank you, Hari Vardhanini. Good evening to all. And apart from being a past chair of YE, I'm also working as a senior scientist in DRDO, Hyderabad. So before I go to your query, I just want to add a point about that safety of girl students or women. For that, 2 points I'm just suggesting. One is that government policy should be there apart from the academic, right from the high school and till engineering, the girls have to be taught about the taekwondo or karate classes. Also should be there as one of the like not every day, yeah, self defense. So they are already being groomed right from the school level, that we have to be, girls have to be protected, and they are also not intellectually also they are being trained, but also physically also, if they have been trained, groomed, so that any eventuality they would be able to overcome that. And the government also may consider, ma'am, to incorporate this policy to say that not only schools, engineering colleges also, so that and apart from, of course, the outset of the parents in grooming them, but also additionally you need to give them techniques to protect themselves. That is what. And even employees also could be taught, because we are all, I'm all from older generations, so we weren't taught, but we could also, in even organizations also can think about giving some trainings, self-defense. And it's happening in our organizations also in different sectors. They're going to come to Hyderabad and teach us also self-defense techniques. That is as far as you had question was concerned. And about your question, technology, okay, if women have to make a mark, we have to put a lot of efforts. It's not a cakewalk for anybody. Okay, without efforts, without hard work, without sweat, without tears in the eyes, nothing we don't get anything in life. And we get satisfaction if tears also comes, because it's tears and sweats, because it is based on our hard work. We got our whatever we women have accomplished. So for that, from academia point of view, I would suggest women to take some extra time. I know it is very difficult for them to publish papers in IEEE conferences, so that you are on par with the peers and you're being recognized for your intelligence, and also your papers will be cited, and more research areas would be there. And as far as technology, when we joined, it was all analog and digital. Now later it went to VLSI, and then as ASICs have come, and also we have the last, because of VLSI and all, we in our offices where we have the electronic subsystems, we some designs they started with the discrete, and then they made the FPGAs also have been extensively being used, Xilinx and all. And also, if already the discrete version is there, it is made into ASIC and then tested. And also now AI also is coming into picture. And I did my PhD from Canada. My area of research was DNA sequence analysis using signal processing and artificial intelligence. So you take a DNA data, apply this technique. So AI is not restricted. You can always, all faculty and students also, I would encourage you try to explore areas where this could be applied, and with your faculty. And I just conclude that women have to be, we have to run or almost be on toes to be with the technology. You have to update yourself. We need to put on a lot of efforts. Nothing comes without efforts. So all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Rightly said, everybody has sweat. We have tears and sweat as well, and that is our easy way of emoting. We become stronger once we blurt out the sweat and tears as well, rightly said. I think we have some questions from online participants as well. So, yeah, please go ahead.
Very good evening, ma'am. To all of you, ma'am, present here. I am Ankana Litoria, and I am currently a final year VTech computer science student from Madhya Pradesh. Ma'am, firstly, I want to tell that I'm so much mesmerized by all of your achievements, and I have got a whole new perspective for women development and how to proceed in life. Ma'am, I wanted to ask, like sometimes we as young women have so much difficulty to take the first step and get that reasoning in our subconscious mind so that we are the leaders of tomorrow. So, ma'am, are there any mindset things which we have to learn and follow in our lives?
Yeah, ma'am is volunteered to take up.
So you said what kind of mindset women need to have, right, to take the leadership roles?
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing what I would like to tell is, see, basically, what happened is women always used to feel job is a secondary role, family is the primary role. That is something is there imbibed in our mind. Okay, once we remove that, it is not a secondary role. Just I want to give a financial support to my family by having a job, not something like where I can grow at same time, I can contribute to the society in a unique way. If we don't have that, definitely it will be difficult. So what is more important is we need to see that whether it is a wife or husband or a man or a woman, ultimately it's a sharing the responsibilities and create that support system, which is very, very important. Convince the family to create that support system is something which is very important. And because we have something like you'd like to have a thinking that it is a secondary role, so you always feel that, okay, I need to go back and take care of my children, cook more for my family, or something is a priority. Just I'll try to finish off this and go there. Yeah, that should not be there in the mind. It is, you need to create that support system. Then automatically what happens is even the deep tech activities and all, women definitely can contribute. Even you talk about building some kind of AI models or micro computing or maybe semiconductor industry, chip design, any area women can progress. See, ultimately, whether it is a woman or a man, what I feel is it is a balanced approach which is important. Everyone requires 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Everyone need to have their time. So it's a kind of balancing which matters. And whatever the time you are at work, with a good night's sleep and with a fresh mind, if you work, you can definitely contribute better and you can try to take the leadership role. So don't think that it is my secondary role. So everyone is having both the responsibilities. That is something which we need to have, and look for a deep tech. See, many times even when I was interacting with some of the people in this college, because I keep coming to deliver lectures from 2015. Now I reduced actually with other responsibilities. Like, say, people tell that women after the graduation, many of them get married, they settle down. In third year onwards, parents start settling them. I think that is something we need to come out of it. I think they should continue, pursue. What one degree we are utilizing, is it right? I think we should do justice to the society. I think please come out of that mindset. And also, I don't think that we need to fight to get all these rights or anything. We should convince and try to create that support system. That is something which is important. And I also feel that men in today's world are supporting. Okay, so I think it's the next 10 years or so, like the support system will be much stronger, definitely. Okay, thank you.
Well said, ma'am. I hope you have got a clear vision now, Ankana.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, you have one more suggestion coming up.
Ankana, I was also like you, if I look back in my life. So I just want to suggest that please read the autobiography of eminent people, some women scientists, not only men, I suggest women scientists, and any scientist or any person who has made from scratch to very high top level. So in that he would always describe how he could overcome his anxiety or fears, how he could become a top leader. So I just suggest whenever you find time, either during the weekends or during summer vacation, please do read. So they do inspire me even now. Okay, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Are there any more online participants who would like to ask anything? Offline participants, offline dignitaries, any suggestions or questions?
Yeah.
Yes,
Madam, my name is Krishna Rao.
Once this is done.
I am professor from Data Science Department of Institute of Aeronautical
Yes, sir.
Engineering. I have one small suggestion or whatever you can say, with the permission of all women engineers on the dais and in the
Yes,
meeting.
yes, please, sir.
So actually, just now I saw Madam Kumudini Ravindra. Okay, that is the name I have seen in the meeting. That is, Ravindra is the father's name, like some people keep father's name, or it is husband's name. So, I mean, I wonder, but why? See, first of all, if you have the father is okay, because as a tradition, many people, even the boys, also keep their father's name at the end in some societies. But I have observed, especially among the faculty members and who are, as Padma Sai Madam told, many educated parents are educated women. They keep husband's name at the end. That itself gives that they are not independent. They are dependent on that thing. So the indication you give to the girls are, I think, that kind. It is a small, maybe small thing, but I think it matters a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I I want to.
Rightly said, like most of the women carry the surname of their husbands, or as you mentioned, the father's name or husband's name. Okay, I'd like to mention over here, my name is Harivardhani Subhatra, and Subhatra is my mother's name. Mostly Keralites, we have mother's name, and my husband has never compelled me to change my name. And that is truly a sign which I think which gives equal priority and equal rights. We never had that discussion at all to change my surname. Generally, after marriage, there is a procedure to get the name changed to the surname of either husband's or the husband's house name. But at least I should be fortunate enough, I should say, that never
Our
ever that
husband
has
is
come.
our proud product of VNR family. He is the HOD of VIE, Pranavanand.
Yeah,
So we should appreciate. Actually, that is the greatness of VNR VJET family.
So there are, why I would like to specify this is there is a change definitely in the society that is happening, who accept women as they are and support the women as they want to be, because we have been seeing that there are struggles definitely. I would not say no, but there is a ray of hope definitely, and it'll brighten up as years go ahead. These are small things which definitely matter a lot. And that's why I wanted to express this on the stage. And is there anything else that we would like to discuss about? So, yes, sorry, sir, I forgot.
Yes,
Satyanarayan sir would like to.
yeah. So, in fact, in 1984, I got married, and I never insisted. My wife, she works at home, and I call her as a domestic engineer, basically. So I never asked her to change her name. She always, not only keeping the husband's name, even her surname also has the same surname. It is from in 1984. I'm talking about that. Okay. So, I mean, in recent times, new people have started. New people have started putting the names, especially. I asked it because I worked as the principal for 4 years and 4 years as the head of the department. So, I asked the faculty, why you keep this one? So, they say that it is a pride for us, something like that. Directly, they are told, it is a pride for keeping my husband's name like that. Okay. But actually, Professor Kumudini, I heard her name, but Ravindra's name I have not heard of it all, first of all. Okay. So, I mean, this is only one suggestion. Anyway, naturally it takes over a period of time it will happen. But I had this kind of question. Another thing is, another doubt, madam, another thing. In this meeting, only 8 people are there. When I joined, only 8 people are there. And why we could not mobilize more people? This is a very important thing, and it is a part of conference also. Why we could not mobilize more, at least women?
Maybe they have, they have some priority works. Of course, this is a recorded session, and this will be shared. So women and men can see it at their leisure, because this is a weekend, and as you said, women do have domestic priorities as well. So this is a recorded session, and we have offline audience as well. So this recording will be shared, and as you have mentioned, the women and the men can listen it at ease. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your suggestion and appreciate you for, as you had mentioned, you had not asked your wife to change her name as well. So kudos to you as well.
It is only 1% I did. 99
It's
things
okay. It
are
will
there,
become
which are
99 in due course
highly,
of time.
inspirational for, I think, younger generation.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'd request Satyanarayan sir to please share your views, sir.
No, it's nothing really about views, but I've been watching for quite some time. And before I even say a word, I must first express my deep sense of salutations to all of you on the stage here, and also those of you who are on online for such a successful, such an exemplary leaders. I'm not talking about man or woman. I'm just talking about leaders. And you have been, I mean, we have really sitting here, went through, listened to your success stories. So it is very, very, very inspirational. And I concur with Dr. Rao. I wish there are more younger children here who listen to your success stories and try to emulate. So that is, I really want to congratulate all of you. And uh, I mean, if I may be allowed to say this, I mean, I'm making a positive statement, so please don't misunderstand. I wish that we will not have such meetings happening in the years to come. I think ma'am mentioned about it, but I want to concur with this, that I hope more sooner than later that we don't have to really break our heads to kind of say that women are equally good than men, why with this, problems, etc. If you go back to other, similar kind of issues that our country, particularly being a bit poorer country for large part of 75 years, we continue to kind of have these systems. I'm not talking about man versus woman, but the other discriminations, other issues. So we are taking relatively longer time, for example, to forget about all reservations and say that we are all same and so on. So there may be historical reasons why we wanted to have some reservation or some special consideration to part of the society. But I wish, armed by all what you said, every one of you actually were role models to us. You have really, really achieved these great success stories. I hope we will accelerate this particular progress of this country where we only have one uniform policy, one uniform thing, nothing, no reservation, no 30%, no 20%, etc. I hope we will reach soon. So that is our wish. I know we are all very old. I hope this may or may not happen, but I hope the next generation will be born to not just independent India, but India which has no rules like saying look up table. Okay, you're man, you're woman, you're this, you're black, you're white, etc. I hope that would happen. To in a completely lighter vein, I hope we also had one man member here on the stage. We do have typically committees in organizations which seriously form to discuss women's problems, and there is not even a woman member sitting there. And what we are seeing today here is is the other way around. I'm laughing, but I'm feeling very bad about this. You people in the domain of technology, you're doing much better in the field of, let us say, computer science. In the field of biology, you're doing reasonably well. As ma'am said, you have 20-30% as of now. But we at the sciences, especially physics, we are doing extremely lousy work. We are really, really bad. If I tell you what is the women's percentage in physics field, you will really get shocked. It is few percent, maybe 2%, maybe 3%. We had the first woman scientist by name Bibha Chaudhary in TIFR. Nobody, including faculty in TIFR, knew until a few years ago that she was the first woman scientist. Until somebody across the seas realized and named a star after her. And then we all woke up and started writing books about her and say, oh, Bibha Chaudhary, she's a great scientist and so on. So I think this is, something I think we are doing very badly, being at the peak of, at the the best of what I can say intellectuality, but we are doing very bad on this front. So I think surely, like you, many of you must also kind of set example. You'll be surprised to feel this is something which I feel very bad about it. When some of you, when you speak, you still speak about he. I don't understand this. Why you cannot say he or she? And I see reports coming from chairman of the National Women's Commission. I had to correct it in the WhatsApp group saying that chairperson of the National Women's, and she was writing this, and she was saying chairman of the National Women's Commission. I think there is also a mindset. Often I heard, woman is the, what you call, enemy of the woman, etc. I'm not subscribed to that, but I think it is important that we all, kind of, what I can say, learn to become conscious about this fact that, we ourselves contribute to this particular thing. So I hope things will happen. And I think, as ma'am very well said, the government or anything else, of course, they have been doing what they can do. They can't suddenly kind of become like, dictatorship. But I think it is also mindset that we need to kind of say, we all need 1,000 more, maybe photocopies of all of you, which will inspire many more members in the society to say that we don't require anything else to become great people. I once again give great salutation to all of you, and it is really great that you really organized this program. Especially I want to thank you, and also ma'am, of course, to being organizing such a nice program. You made our day.
Thank you, sir. Such small
Just 1 minute.
applause.
When I actually thought of coming here, I visualized the hall will be it will comprise only of women. I was surprised to see men also and happy also. Thank you all for being part of this. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Such small applauses and appreciations really make our day. Many say we look for gold or diamonds, but no, women actually look for appreciations and a small pat on our back, which really makes our day. And as you said, chairman is not correct. Chairperson is correct. Generally, we HODs, we are by default, we become the chairperson of our BOS. And the BOS, the blueprint itself says chairman. And every time I have the habit of correcting it, saying it's not chairman, it's chairperson. And recently there was an Instagram reel which most of us would have seen. Man is a social animal. A small child will ask, then what about a woman? So that change should come right from kindergarten. It's not man is a social woman. It's human is a social being. So it has to change from the grassroots level. But thanks for getting speaking out in support of us. And as you said, our dream should be one day there should be no reservations, not boy or girl as such, but caste, creed, anything. It should be open and a common, one uniform system. Rightly said, sir. Is there anybody else who would like to give? Yes, sir. Pardon me, sir. In medicine, there is no reservation for women, but there is reservation for caste, sir.
It is there, sir, 33%. Yeah, more.
What is your message to the young people? What is the Western culture?
The leaders can first say the message to the young people.
Young people, time is valuable. Okay, this is the best age you have time to read, work hard, and then read, learn, interact with your faculties, and start publishing papers so that you have your better among your peers. And I would say time and hard work and value for your parents, your family, because whatever we are, not only parents, your teachers also, because they are the one putting more efforts for your success. Whatever the success is there, the certain percentage goes to the parents and siblings, and also certain percentage goes to your teachers. So have gratitude, be humble, be grounded, and work hard. You will automatically success will come to you. Thank you.
So if you look at the audience, whoever are, some people are always with the mobile phones only, right? So I think use the technology in the right direction. That is the most important thing in the current scenario. we never had all these diversions when we studied. We used to read, we used to go to the drawing hall with a mini drafter, drawing board, drawing sheet and all. And we have worked actually. I'll remember the day. See, I'm proud to say this. I was the topper in my engineering drawing, scored 99 out of 100 in my engineering. I was a university topper in that subject. Never any person prior to me got 99 out of 100. What is that I have done is I was sincere in my job. That's it. So what I feel is even now, but the way I was brought up is like in an Orthodox family only. Okay. See, even my father now also like you're traveling alone. Like that, so many things he keeps rising. But I tell my organization takes care of end to end. See, by Madam Padmasai Madam was telling about the issue. I don't think there is a problem, madam. It's because we have enough technologies available. They can share the location with the parents or anyone when they're traveling alone, or 112 is there. There are a lot of things where we can take care of ourselves. Only thing is, see, the days where you were talking about and the current scenario, see, now you parents are not worried to send the child alone to America. You know that? They're traveling alone and completing MS, doing everything, right? It's the only mindset I feel. They need to use the technologies in the right direction, dream big. I think don't fight, but you try to convince and try to acquire the things. That's the more preferable thing. Thank you.
Well, hello. Yeah. For the youth and the young children, you know, first try to identify what you like and, you know, what you love in terms of job, I'm saying. Choose that. That's very important. Even in fact, Steve Jobs, in one of his address for Stanford students, he said, because a large part of your life you're going to spend on work. So unless you like it, you know, it's not worth doing it. So just find out what you really like it and focus on it. You will achieve, success will follow you. That's one. Secondly, now, because we are in a technological institute, I'm saying, technology is changing very rapidly. So you have to be a lifelong learner. You know, it's not that I have this degree now, and even whatever degree that you are getting now is not enough these days. You have to have extra credits in other technologies, only then your resume stands out. So you have to be a lifelong learner. And thirdly, AI is going to automate everything, mundane task, everything. The only thing that will remain with humans is your creativity and innovation. So focus on developing those skills, you know, which a machine cannot do. So these three things are, I think, are my advice to the students.
I just have one thing to say. I think at least maybe in the industry background or study background, wherever, generally, I don't know if it is now it's same or not, but generally at least in our days, it's like girls will sit with girls, boys will sit with boys. The discussions which happen between girls is different, discussions which are happening between the boys is different. But I think more technology or development oriented discussion which is happening in between one gender, maybe if they feel it is maybe should be shared, maybe there should be a conscious effort either by boys group or girls group to share in between them, so that the discussions between them will be more technology oriented. See, I think at least that thing I think is what is maybe not giving an opportunity for women or girls to think more deeper in the technology, because they are not aware of what is happening on the other side. So this small thing, maybe it should be a conscious effort so that we are developing equally among the people. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights to all of us. Really, it's a wonderful session. So, actually, because of time, we are going to stop this program. As for Satyanarayan sir, we didn't plan all women initially. Hari invited all of us. So, because of that, we came here. So, actually, we are having tomorrow panel discussions with both combination of men as well as women, sir. We don't have that bias. So actually together we can do many things. It is not possible, there is no parallel lines. So everyone has to understand each other to grow smoothly wherever you are. I wish good luck to all young generation. I thank all the panel members. So really sharing your valuable thoughts to all of us. Thank you. So I request Director Sir and Satyanarayan Sir, please come forward to felicitate our guests. Priyanka, where are you? So Ramadevi ma'am.
Really great. We really enjoyed your presence and also your insights. We're very fortunate.
Ishwari ma'am. Ashita ma'am. Next, Swarna Bai ma'am. Hari. Okay. Hari and
It's okay. So, on behalf of IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group of Hyderabad section, I take the privilege to present the vote of thanks. So, I thank first of all, I would like to express my gratitude like the flagship event of LML has been organized here at VNR VJET, which has been a feather added to the conference I felt with the discussions that happened and the inspirational words by the speakers. And I thank Ramadevi madam to present her insights and her journey in the technology, along with the technology even in AI. And the words like the visible percentage of women in AI like it is very small, and that gives a scope for the entire women and the girls in the hall, as well as the faculty, that we would definitely be inspiring the women, the girl students, to motivate and to plan their career towards the new technology and also the advances, and to be the women in AI. And not only the guests today, and the inspirational journey of all the speakers today has been very well motivated and is highly inspirational. So I thank all the speakers who are present on the dais this evening and made this event a grand success. Thank you all.